Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today we are getting ready. I'm creating this look using the BK Beauty True Beauty palette, and we are celebrating a big milestone over at BK Beauty. 1 year ago this week, we launched the Angie Hot and Flashy BK Beauty 7-piece brush collaboration. I cannot believe it's been a year. It has been like the quickest year of my life, I think. So much has happened in the last year, but I wanted to take some time to recognize this milestone because it is very, very special to us. I know many of you here are fans of Angie's and her content and her channel, and it was such an honor for us to collaborate with Angie. She is an incredible resource here on YouTube and creator, and she puts out really informative, well thought out, well researched content, and she doesn't just work with anybody. So when we approached her with this idea probably 3 years ago now, maybe, that we first reached out to her, and it was kind of like a dream. I'm just so honored and also so grateful for the last year, for how it all played out, just the response from you guys. Celebrating 1 year, in celebration we are launching a special promotion for 20% off the entire BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy brush set. So the bundle of 7 brushes will be 20% off this week. I'll have all the details listed in the description box below as far as like date and how long. There's no code necessary to shop, so when you add it to cart, the 20% off will apply when you check out. And yeah, it has been a wild ride. Thank you guys so much for all the support over this collaboration. It was overwhelmingly a huge success for us, not only in sales. We have actually officially sold over 100,000 Angie Hot and Flashy BK Beauty brushes, which is so wild to me. But also just the feedback from you guys. None of this would be possible without your support. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get started. I'm creating this look and I'm using the BK Beauty True Beauty palette using all of Angie's brushes. If you already have the collection, but maybe there's a couple that you don't use, I'll show you how I use them. If you have a couple of them and maybe there's others that you're interested in, but you don't know how to use or how they'll work for you, I'll show you how to use all of them. So without further ado, let's get started. I did prep my eyes by putting a little bit of the MAC Paint Pot in soft ochre on my eyes. I like this because it just cancels out, kind of brightens the eyelid, and also works as a primer for my eyes. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna take the shade Love, which is a matte neutral mid-tone shade. It's a little warm, but not too warm. I like it because it's not like real orangey. You go in here with Grace sometimes too, but Grace is a bit warmer. They're about the same tone, but Grace has more warmth. So I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna use the A503, which is the largest, fluffiest of the crease brushes in the collection. There are a couple of crease brushes in here and I'll use them all, and I love the size variety that you get. So you have the A503, which I'm about to go in, which is the largest, and then you can see you have 2 others that are like a mid-tone, a little more stiff, and then you have a very small one. I'm gonna go in first with this. I'm gonna go in with the shade Love that I just showed you guys. I'm gonna use the tip of this brush and I'm gonna sweep this into my crease. I'm gonna look kind of directly into this mirror and slightly raise my brows and sweep this right into the crease. This is gonna create a little bit of definition, but I'm gonna keep things soft and natural to start. This brush is nice because it's tapered, so it has longer tips in the very center of the brush head, and then they slowly start to get a little shorter. So what that does is it applies the product with the longest fibers, and then the shorter fibers go to work and diffuse that out. So you get a super, super diffused, like airbrushed finish from it. And then I'm gonna take the tip and I'm just gonna kind of sweep it on here in the outer corner just to build a little. Perfect. I'm gonna go and do the other side and I'll be back. Okay, so now that I've got that crease, and I'm actually gonna take the side of the brush. So first I was using the brush and I was using the tip of it and going into the product. Now I'm gonna use the side of it and I'm gonna pick up the side. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna place that side right here on the outer corner, just kind of press it to deposit color. I actually built this up to be a little bit more than I intended, but I love it. That wasn't my intention, but once I got started, I was like, I'm just gonna go for this because it looks good. Do you see how this color has some warmth to it? It's not super, super warm, but it has a little bit, so it makes green eyes or blue eyes really jump out. Next, I'm gonna take the A502, that's this one right here, and I'm gonna go into the shade Kind Vibes, which is this really pretty purpley shade. It's matte, kind of matches my top a little bit. A little more purple than my top, but kind of the same tones. And I'm gonna take the side of the brush and load it up. I'm gonna pack it right on the outer corner and then kind of work my way in. And what that does is it just kind of leans into this tone a little bit more. So it takes it from like warmish neutral brown into more of that like warm purpley shade. I'm gonna pop it on the outer corner and then I'm gonna use the tip to kind of bring it in. Then I'm gonna take the side and I'm actually gonna pull it over onto the lid a little bit more, kind of drag that color. So I'm taking it from being an outer corner color to more of a lid color, but we're gonna keep the inner corner bare. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Next, I'm gonna go in with the A501, which is the shader brush. So this is more of a flat brush. It's got a fluffy tip, but it's flat on the side. This is meant to really press product onto the lid. You can use it just on the lid or you can use it as an all over, but I'm gonna use it just on the lid today. And I'm gonna go in with Ambition. That's what we're gonna use. And it's this really pretty shimmery warm pink. We're gonna load up the side of the brush. I am gonna tap off excess and I'm just gonna press it onto the inner corner. This color is so pigmented. So now that I've got that color applied, I'm gonna go back with the A503 and I'm just gonna use it to kind of blend everything together. I didn't add anything to this. I'm just using whatever was left over, which is not much. Basically, I'm just using the bristles to give a super soft transition all these shades together. Next, I'm taking the A504, which is this tiny little crease brush. It's so little, I love it. And I'm gonna take the shade Beauty, which is like a brick warm matte shade. Got a lot of red in it, and I'm going to pop that right just in the outer corner and really keep that focused right there on the outer corner, and then maybe like just over a little bit. This is just gonna deepen that outer corner a bit. These shades really build on top of each other beautifully. I mean, this palette was really created for all these shades to work together. You can kind of layer them in any combination and they just work. Next, we're gonna go ahead and line the eyes. I'm gonna use my Urban Decay shade in Bourbon. This is their 24/7 Glide On Pencil. I love this formula. Very, very soft. It goes on so easily. Even though it's soft, when it dries, it sets and stays in place. And I'm kind of doing a thicker liner than I normally do. I'm gonna go back and smoke it out. So now that that is on, I am going to take the stiff brush in the bunch. This is the A505. This is what it looks like. It's a very stiff brush. You can see it's very thin. This is great for like topper shadows. You can use this as a lip brush. Sometimes I've been in a pinch doing people's makeup and I'll use this as a lip brush because we don't have a lip brush. I need to add that to the product development list. I'm gonna go in with the shade Queen, which is this really like dark eggplant matte shade. I'm just gonna get a little bit of this on the tip of the brush and I'm just gonna kind of smoke out that liner. I'm gonna take Bourbon and I'm gonna line the lower lash line. I'm gonna line from the outer corner till about halfway over. Then I'm gonna take the A504 brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Kate, which is this purple shade. It just jumps out of the palette. It's a shimmery shade and I'm gonna take this little brush and just get it on the tip. Because this is a shimmery shade and this is a bit of a stiff brush, you are gonna get some fallout. So make sure that you tap it off so you don't get that onto your makeup. And I'm just gonna run that on the outer corner inward. And this is gonna give a really pretty purple hazy effect to the eyeliner. I love doing this with the shade Kate. The shade Kate also works really well if you just like pop it on top of any shade on the lid. Like any of the other shimmer shades, Amore, Ambition, or Glow. If you put these on your lid and you pop a little bit of Kate over it and layer it, it gives the prettiest little tint to it. Like if you're someone that doesn't usually wear color, it's a great way to incorporate this color. This color was like specifically designed for those of us who wear more neutrals, that you want to play with a little color. Okay, then I'm gonna take the concealer brush and I've already applied my concealer, so I'm just using this to kind of clean up under the eye. Also kind of run it this way. This will kind of clean it up and give a nice crisp edge to it. You can always take concealer and do that, but I don't need to do that. I didn't really make a mess. I don't want to add more makeup than necessary. Next, I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna curl the lashes. Okay, this is the best new discovery of the month for me. This is the new Tower 28 mascara. I think it's called MakeWaves mascara, shade Jet, basically just black. This mascara is so good, you guys. Tower 28 is a clean at Sephora brand. This particular mascara is ophthalmologist tested. It's great for people with allergies. It's great for sensitive eyes. I love the wand. It's got the slightest little curve to it. You can see, so it really rests underneath the lashes and helps lift. It's a lift and lengthening mascara. I don't have any lash primer on today, which I usually always do, but I want to show you how this mascara performs on its own. It's so good. I mean, look at that. That is like hardly any coats and it just doesn't clump. You can really build it up to get a lot of drama and you're not going to get clumpy lashes. Oh, this mascara is so good. I also love that you can use it on the lower lashes so easily. The shape of the wand is perfect. It doesn't make a mess. It fits perfectly on like the natural curve of your lash line. This is like the best discovery of the month, hands down. So I started this video with bronzer and blush already on, but I do want to add a tiny bit of bronzer to warm up the face. I'm feeling like I need a little bit more. I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Fresh Wear bronzer. I think I have the shade Light. And I like going over my makeup or bronzer with this because it is really light. Like on its own, this isn't a bronzer shade for me, but when I already have bronzer on and blush and I feel like I just want a little bit more, this is perfect. It's also really great to warm up a contour. So if you apply a contour and you're about my skin tone or a little bit lighter, maybe it's too cool tone, you can add this on top to give a little bit of warmth. So I'm gonna go in with the blush brush. This is the Angie A507. It's an angled blush brush and I'm just gonna like press the whole brush head onto the product, kind of tap it on top of my bronzer and blush. Because it's nice and light, it's not gonna cancel out the color that I have on my cheeks, which by the way, my cheek color I'm obsessed with. It's a new product for me. It's the shade Latte in the Anastasia Beverly Hills blush sticks. Let me show you what it looks like. It is so pretty. It's like just this nude rosy pink. Not as peach as I normally go, and I love it. So that's what I have on my cheeks. This is a really beautiful velvety matte finish. It's so light that I can kind of dust it all over, and it works. To finish the look, I'm gonna add BK Beauty's lipstick in Self Love. No liner, just lipstick. This really brightens up the face. And then I'm gonna take this Dior Addict Lip Maximizer, the shade at 200. Looks super bright, like fluorescent, but it's pretty sheer. It's a plumper, so you definitely feel those plumping effects on the lips. Let me show you what it looks like. This is the color, but you can see that it's pretty sheer. So it's just gonna add a high shine to the lips and tint this to be a little bit deeper. This is what I had on my lips when we started the video. So this is the finished look. I'll have all the products that I used listed and linked in the description box, and all the details for Angie's special anniversary promo that is live now on BK Beauty's website. That'll all be listed and linked down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.